Ted Bundy, a name that still sends chills down the spine of anyone who remembers the terror he unleashed. A man so charming, so intelligent, so seemingly perfect, that he could look you in the eye and make you believe anything. But behind that facade was a monster that kidnapped, tortured, and murdered at least 30 young women across several states in the 1970s. And the most chilling part? He was never caught at first. This is the story of one of America's most notorious serial killers. But how did he get away with it for so long? How did a man with a smile, a law degree, and a bright future manage to hide such a dark secret? Let's dive into the mind of Ted Bundy. Born on November 24, 1946 in Burlington, Vermont, Theodore Robert Bundy seemed like an average kid. Raised by a single mother, Bundy didn't know his biological father, and his early years were marked by the confusion of being told that his mother was actually his sister. This experience may have been one of the early cracks in Bundy's psyche, but it was also the beginning of a carefully crafted lie that Bundy would use for the rest of his life. He was a man who wore many masks, and behind each mask, he was someone different, someone who could charm, deceive, and manipulate. Ted Bundy was known for his good looks and sharp mind. In college, he was well-liked, seemingly easygoing, and highly intelligent, pursuing a degree in psychology at the University of Washington. He even had a girlfriend, Elizabeth Klopfer, who later wrote a book about her experience with Bundy, which would help the world understand the chilling complexities of his personality. Friends, classmates, and even strangers found Bundy to be personable and charismatic. He could make you feel like the most important person in the room, but no one knew that beneath the surface a monster was being born. Bundy's first known crime took place in 1974. But before we delve into the specifics, it's important to understand one terrifying fact. Ted Bundy was a predator who knew how to manipulate his surroundings. His approach was disturbingly simple. He would often pretend to be injured or helpless, luring his victims in with a fake story. Whether it was a broken arm or a missing crutch, he knew exactly how to gain trust. Over the next few years, Bundy would move from state to state, Washington, Utah, Colorado, and eventually Florida, hunting his victims. These women, many of whom were college students, had no idea that the charming man they'd met could be the last person they'd ever see. Bundy's method was calculated and brutal. His typical victim was a young woman with long dark hair parted in the middle, a strikingly similar appearance to his ex-girlfriend, Elizabeth Klopfer. Was this an unconscious obsession, or was it Bundy's way of seeking revenge for the women who rejected him? Only Bundy truly knew. By 1975, Bundy was on the FBI's radar. But despite growing suspicions, Bundy was able to evade capture for years. His ability to blend into different communities, change his appearance, and flee from state to state made him an incredibly elusive target. But in August 1975, his luck ran out. On a late-night patrol in Utah, a police officer noticed a car parked in a suspicious area. When the officer approached Bundy's car, he found a stash of burglary tools, ski masks, and rope. Bundy was arrested and charged with the kidnapping of a woman named Carol Duranch, who had narrowly escaped his clutches. Bundy's trial was unlike anything the public had seen before. He was handsome, well-spoken, and represented himself in court, a decision that shocked even the seasoned legal experts. His charm and apparent confidence during the trial only made him more terrifying. The prosecution had no choice but to present overwhelming evidence of Bundy's gruesome crimes, including eyewitness testimony, forensic evidence, and the confession of one of his survivors. But what made Bundy even more terrifying was the coldness with which he defended himself. He showed no remorse, even when faced with the families of his victims. Bundy continued to deny the charges, maintaining his innocence throughout the proceedings. After being convicted of multiple murders and facing the death penalty, Bundy's fate was sealed. On January 24, 1989, Ted Bundy was executed in the electric chair at Florida State Prison. He was 42 years old. In his final days, Bundy confessed to 30 murders, but many believe the true number could be much higher. He showed little remorse in his final interviews, stating that he was a product of his environment, a chilling excuse for the horror he inflicted. Ted Bundy's death didn't mark the end of his story, however. His legacy of terror continues to haunt America to this day. His story has been the subject of numerous books, documentaries, and movies. But perhaps the most chilling part of Bundy's tale is the fact that he was able to hide in plain sight for so long. He was the kind of person you wouldn't think twice about passing on the street, yet behind that normal exterior lay a psychopath with an insatiable hunger for violence. Ted Bundy was a predator who slipped through the cracks of society. His charm, his intelligence, and his ability to manipulate made him a master of deception. But in the end, the victims' voices were heard, and justice was served. As we look back on Bundy's life and crimes, we're reminded of the darkness that can exist in the most unexpected places, and the importance of staying vigilant, even when someone appears to be normal. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more true crime stories, and leave a comment to let us know your thoughts on this chilling case. Stay safe, and see you next time.